Hello, 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 hello. Good evening from my end. I hope we all had a good day. As you join in, please comment in this comment section. Let us know where you are joining in from. And thank you for always joining. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. We've had several series on the thriving marriage because it's a two-part series. We have the series of thriving parenting, which holds on Saturdays, while the thriving marriage holds every Monday. Thank you for always joining us. So let me look for Pastor Bridget and get her in to join us. But before I'm able to get her in, welcome again. Today's topic is, should a couple's investment be jointly owned or individually owned? Should the couple's investment be jointly owned or individually owned? Please drop in the comment section what you feel it should be. Okay, I'm trying to get her in. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's continue. There are different classes of investment, yes, that we can invest in. So the decision whether to do it jointly or singly, it depends on the couple. Why are they going into the investment? What is the purpose of the investment? What do they need the investment for? What would it solve in the long run? Is it a cash investment? Is it into real estate? What class are they trying to get into? What investment type do they want to get into? Because your spouse is your best friend. That is how God has ordained it. Is your spouse is your God ordained strategic partner. Your spouse is your God ordained strategic partner, not just in sharing bed, but also in investment and every other point of life. Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining in again. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, thank you. I just introduced the topic and I will repeat it again since you've joined in. If you are just joining us, please let us know where you are joining in from in the comment section and wave at us. Thank you for always joining. The topic this evening is, should the couple's investments be jointly owned or individually owned? Should the couple's investments be jointly owned or individually owned? All the replays you can catch on IG, on our respective IG handles on Facebook and also on YouTube. Today is episode 17. So imagine we've done 16 other topics that you can also garner resources from. They are very rich family resources. So my darling, my sister, thank you for always coming up to share your wealth of experience. I know there are different classes of investments. We have equities, which could be shares, which could be stock. We have real estate. We have money markets, that's cash equivalent, money markets, maybe fixed deposits, savings, treasury bills. We have fixed income, which is bonds, government bonds, which are debt instruments, and we have EFTs. We have commodities. So I want to ask, what do you feel the couple should do? Should should they do it jointly? And if they must do it jointly, does it bring financial stability to the couple? Or what do you feel they should do when it comes to investment for the family? What is the best method? Maybe
Thank
let me,
you.
sorry, before you talk, let me, okay, talk. But after you, I'll share maybe someone's experience I know so that we'll just wrap this question up with it. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Naomi, for having me.
You're
And
welcome, ma.
thank you, our viewers. God bless us and everything. To start, first and foremost, is none is bad, none is good.
Yeah.
And before we conclude on investment, joint or individually, there must have been series of discussion discussed prior before the marriage,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of you would have seen the red flag. If there is competency, there is trust, and there
Yeah.
is loyalty in terms of spending or investments. Some
Mm-hmm.
people are not long-term investors, while
Yeah.
some people are short-term investors. They can't just wait, yalla yalla, everything to move very fast for them. And if it's not moving their way, you cannot blame them. But whereas some people are long time investors, you
Mm-hmm.
understand? So before
Yes.
you want to partner or want to have joint, because fine, we are in a thriving marriage, also known as kingdom marriage. But in the case of we talking about investments now, the investment that is not godly, even if at times it might be godly, it might be divine, but there are cases of force majeure. So
Yeah.
what is mostly accepted is for you to go into joint investment in a thriving marriage. It has to be documented. There
Yeah.
must be agreement. There must be that, okay, it's going to be 50-50, both of us, and there is nothing like Mrs., Mr. and Mrs. It has to be your both names. And you
But
will.
is that for is it for all classes of investment or real estate? Is it for cash equivalent like fixed deposit, or is it all classes or real estate?
Now we are talking about investment generally, both
Cash.
monetary,
Okay.
estate, cash, everything, because they are partners. They've joined together. Even
Okay.
if one party is not working at all, as long as they've decided, make decision to have joint investments, before going further into this joint investment, even if it's only one party that is the sole breadwinner, there
Mm.
needs to be a lawyer that will document everything and that will stipulate as in 50-50 as at this marriage for these two people. Then if peradventure third party comes in, the other person that brings in the third party, we have to share his or our own 50% with such people, or at the same time it's even better to make everything in trust, as in
Okay.
how when all those investment are in trust, shows that the every all the investment belongs to no one. But because when you put all the investment in trust, nobody is the principal owner of the investment, because it will be counted that you have no investment, she has no investment, but you all will be getting paid or getting allowance, maintenance. The money will be rolling in and rolling back like that. But the danger in the trust is when third, fourth, fifth party comes in, they might also still benefit if the knots are not being tightened, if the loose end are not being tightened. In this trust is for just this, like A and B. This A and B and their descendants are the sole beneficiary of this trust in terms of
Okay.
investment, so that both parties are secured. Even if you now decide to say, okay, I don't like your attitude again, I want to check out, or I'll find new love, the new love will only share for what you get,
Okay.
not what the other party has invested in or have before. But to also make things simpler, because we are human beings, change is inevitable. It's better that while you are doing joint investment, you should also still have, though joint investment is good, it that's during a tax, it helps one not to pay double taxing in terms of investment or financial investment. And
Yeah.
they see it as a, what's it called, there's coordination, and you can easily have access to funds for bigger investments, and because they will know that, okay, there is a mutual trust, there is dedication, these people are trustable, we can trust them with bigger funds for investment. But the thing is, because we are human beings, because nobody is perfect,
Yeah.
because of, some will say, oh, I gave it all, at the end I'm not getting anything. The wolves and the daughters of Jezebel are stepping, though we know we are praying and everything, but the Bible says on the aggravated hours the
Yeah.
devil comes to do that. So it is also good, if you have joint investment, also see have your personal investment, like you're learning to turn your passion into your investment that is so yours. And in my most times it always turn out that your own personal investment might not even superride the joint investment at all.
Oh, okay.
So we need to be very, very careful, because we are in a thriving marriage does not make us to be foolish, does not make us to like lose focus and concentration because of tomorrow. We know that God will take care of us, but we should not just plant for another to come and reap. So in my own advice is, all what suits the couple is the priority, because
Yeah.
even God did
The
not force
goal of the
himself on
investment.
us.
Yes.
What suits the couple is
Yeah.
most important, but culture and safety and law needs to be involved, even as we are in thriving marriage. And I believe God will help us all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. She has spoken a whole lot. As in, what is the goal of the investment for the husband and the wife? What is the goal? What is the purpose? You must have mutual objectives. And she also mentioned that you have to be cautious. You have to have it tied in a legal form. What is the financial goal? What is your shared vision? While you were talking, it's okay to do 50-50. What if I just want to play how do I okay, let me how do we handle next of kin administration? Because I know a relative of mine, I'm one of his next of kin. I am a relative. So the second person that so is supposed to be the next of kin to administer. Because when I asked him, why did you do that? He said, what if he dies and the wife dies and the children have not come of age? They need somebody to be able to administer. That's why he puts me as the next of kin.
Administrator.
Yes, as in to that's next of kin. So you'll be the one to administer to the rightful beneficiaries. I know we are going into a dicey place because some like they always these videos that go around that the next of kins they enjoy the
Mm.
more than the
The,
people who worked.
the
So you must
breadwinner.
put everything in a binding document, in a legal form, so that it's clear for everybody. There shouldn't be loose ends if there's going to be joint investment. They must have a clear understanding, a well-defined strategy on the entire investment, whether it's real estate, whether it's money market, whether it's EFT. You must have clear understanding of what the everything entails, so that in terms of administration, when the husband and maybe the wife are no longer here and they need to administer to the children who haven't come of age, or coming of age, we are referring to 18 years. If they're not up to 18, then even when they're up to 18, they can administer themselves. It's just for them to get them a legal person to be able to administer and get it. I've seen many cases where the father had so much funds, and when he passes away, you see as in chaos amongst the children. Even whether from when he had one wife, whether he had more than one wife, there are always issues when it comes to managing the estate. So husbands and wives, you have to be very cautious. You have to be very intentional, so that you don't leave chaos even when you've left the earth. So that takes us to the next questions. What are the benefits What are the benefits of investing jointly? What are the benefits? Having highlighted that, okay, there can be red flags. What are the benefits of investing jointly? Before I will allow you to talk, I remember when with my husband and I have released to share this. When we're getting our first property some years ago, we didn't have enough. An opportunity came up. We had started buying shares. We're very young in marriage. We had started buying shares. So we wanted to invest. And I told him, okay, let's sell all our shares. He said, no, we cannot sell all our shares. Let me sell my own. We'll leave your own as fallback so that in case what we're trying to go into, something happens. What you see the caution, that's why I'm sharing my own example. So we now got it. It wasn't still enough. So what did we now do? He now took a loan, tied it to his salary to be paying, I think I can't remember the number of years because it's been a while. And then the balance money we now borrowed from a relative. So the agreement was that I will pay most of as we pay monthly to the relative without all the relatives broke it down that this is how we will do it. So before we talk about the benefit, because I know you can reach your goal faster. Imagine what we went through, selling shares, borrowing from a relative, borrowing from a financial institution. And in, I think, less than 3 years, we're able to tidy everything and pay back everything. So we just needed to be strategic. We understood our why. We knew how we wanted to go about it, and we knew when we would terminate and tidy up the investment. So what is the benefits of investing jointly? What is the benefit? What are some of the benefits?
Okay, thank you so much. I
Thank
will
you.
answer it, but I just want to also add this to it. And at the same time, some might be thinking that, oh, we are not investing, no, we don't have more than enough. Those skills you are training, they are investments.
Yeah,
So don't feel that, oh, because you don't have a physical investments
that's
or
like
liquid
property.
cash
Yeah,
or assets or estates, you are thinking that, oh, okay, I'm in a wrong marriage. Those kids you are training, they are also investments,
yeah,
because at the long run, those that have the asset now, when it's time for them to pay bills, educational bills, they end up also releasing some of those estates and converting it to school fees. So don't feel frightened. Oh, what kind of marriage have I been in? I don't have a single investment. Don't condemn yourself. There is time and season for everything. In
yeah,
terms of the advantage of joint account, one is there is trust and openness.
yeah.
The trust is there and the openness is there.
Transparency. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
transparency.
transparency.
And is one of the strongest arguments in favor of joint accounts is the
Yes.
transparency they provide. When both partners have full access to the household finances, it can build trust and
Yeah.
open communication about money matters, because there aren't any secrets about spending.
Yes.
It is also easier to keep track of shared expenses
Mm-hmm.
like rent, utility bills, groceries.
Yeah.
God will help us. In a thriving marriage, there just have to be openness and trust when it comes to finances. Then the second one is simplifying the bill payments, because if not, we end up paying the same bills. We end up going to the same shop to buy the same groceries, because she is like, oh, I'm free, let me use my break time to go and get groceries that we need at home. The other person is coming back and feel, oh, there are no crowd, let me just get this and this, and we end up doing repetition spending. So
Sorry,
it's
sorry, Ma. Can I just, so that I don't lose my thoughts? You know why I'm laughing? You see this simplified financial management you are referring to. It's not just grocery. Imagine you have other dependents that you give money to. They will just study the two of you. They'll collect from Mr. They'll collect from Mrs. So you must let the dependents, whether external relatives, whether your domestic staff, whoever the person, tell the person, this is the person you will meet. Don't meet me. So you must put a law down that is only one person you will collect from. If not, they will collect from Mr., they will collect from Mrs. for the same purpose. So they must be
Purpose.
simplified. You must announce it. You must let those people know who the recipient of your money, recipient that is of your budget. You must let them know that you can only speak to so and so for whether the man or the woman, so that you can manage your finance. Thank you, ma.
Even the kids can also take a privilege,
Yeah,
advantage
that's what I said.
of
The
collecting
dependents
due
now,
process.
dependents of the budget, as in the
Yeah,
one, the recipients of the budgeted
get
funds. You just have to
funds.
be smart. If not, they will be in between you. Like I tell my driver, you cannot come in between me and my husband. Oh. No. So we put a strategy in place. We put a strategy in place that okay, this is how we are going to be executing
Disbursing.
our finances. Yes, as when it comes to every other thing. Yes, thank you, ma. You can continue.
Because a joint account can streamline the process of paying shared expenses, just as what we have there. Instead of dividing up bills or
Yeah.
transparency money back and funds, all household expenses can be paid from a single account. Then
Yes.
another one is teamwork. Because
Mm-hmm.
what is the purpose of joint investment?
It's
If not
collaboration.
with a bigger picture, a bigger investors.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, I will use this woman, this lady, Izzy Bukola, or what's her name, that used to be MD of a bank that retired. Awoshika was
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Madam Iboko, I worship her. Yes.
Madam Mibukwa, yes. She mentioned how there was like transparency between she and her husband. That when she now said she wanted to be doing a security door to be importing, before initially they were importing, now they are not the show that they bought the company that they were
Importing
buying
from.
for. Yeah,
Yeah.
they bought it because why? The support and collaboration of the husband. Because when the husband came on board on it, now say, ah, babe, I see what you are doing. There is room for more. There is more capacity because the husband got the rema from a bigger and masculine aspect of it. So instead of them going ordering one door and bringing it and be happy, oh, we make sales. They didn't know that they could, at the end of the day, be the owner of the company. If the husband had not come in, if there had not been teamwork between both of them, if there had
Mm.
not been submission, if there had not been openness, if the husband knows that, yeah, she's trustworthy, she's dedicated, she's matured with spending. Because when we are talking about joint investment, this is not the time that you divert the money and be looking for Bottega and be the client of Louis this or that. And when you are being asked, you flare up. Why are you trying to monitor what I'm buying or what did that? No. If you know you do not have flair for investment, don't go into joint investment. Because if you do not have that idea, the mindset of investing, the other party that have that flair will definitely question if the investment fund is diverted to social activity
Yeah.
and why he or she is not doing such expenditure. So that teamwork will not work like that. So for many couples, joint account represents we are in this together.
Yeah.
We are in this together
Mm-hmm.
attitude. We are in this together. It could also be your parenting, how you are parenting your kids, the bills, the educational funds and everything. Because one party cannot be paying school fees, the other party is screaming, I want the latest uh, crossfire, I want the latest Ferrari, I want to travel around the whole world. That will not be a teamwork again. And we should be able to help one another to reinforce the idea of working together in common goals to
Yeah.
achieve your financial goal. Because now this is investment. Attitude of we win together. That we succeed together.
Mm-hmm.
Not attitude of one thinking that, oh, you are just excelling, me I'm not excelling. So God will help us. And in terms of the individual accounts, there is still also benefits. Is independency. You can blow your money, nobody will ask you. You can decide to fry all your
No,
money.
can you really blow your money? He who
Ah,
finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. Can the wife really blow her money?
yeah,
Let me, sorry, but I'll tell you, what are you talking about? I don't ask you for your money, that's fine. But do you know I'm the one that allowed you to go and work? And I look at him and say, yes, I'm the one that allowed you to go and work. So
yes.
can you really blow your money?
Yeah, you can't decide to
You
blow
can blow
your
it, but
money.
you have to be accountable. I want you to add that. You can blow it, but you still have to
Oh,
be accountable.
it's joints. Now we are talking about
We're talking of
individual now.
individual. Yes. Doesn't you have the freedom to spend your money, but shouldn't you still be accountable?
If you want to be accountable, you will pick the first option. We are talking about that's individual
No,
now.
no. We've dealt with joint. I'm talking of individual. If you have individual, should you
No,
not let should you not
yeah,
let culturally should you not let your husband should the wife not let the husband know? Should
that's
the wife not let
the
the husband
that
know?
what is what.
Not what, as in, I don't know, just have an idea. I'm just wondering.
No, no, let me tell you, if you are doing individual,
Mm-hmm,
if the wife does not know what the husband wants, there is
mm-hmm.
no need she too should make the husband to know her wants.
Okay,
It's vice versa.
okay,
Marriage is not a death sentence. And
okay.
this problem arises because we always want to intrude into the door that is closed against us. We always
Wow,
want to poke nose
wow,
into
wow.
what we
The
are
door that
not
is
up.
closed against us. Whoa.
We
Okay,
always want to, like, I have to. No, because you are married does not mean that you have to infuse yourself into the other person's life. Because at the end of it, when you make effort to infuse negative energy, we start coming in, you start now feeling rejected, you start having withdrawal syndrome, you start having a panic attack, anxiety. No, life is so easy. Marriage
yeah,
is so easy. If they stretch hand of love to you, you stretch the hand of love back to them. If they withhold the hands of love, you also withhold your own hands of love. No point going to the angle of hate and trying to say, I want to use my love to bring them out of hate. If you don't get born there, you might get disabled. You might not like yourself, except you don't want to be available to see your great grandchildren. If you want to be available, if the situation scenario at home do not call for joint investment, joint planning, joint execution, and God so kind to you, you are opportune to be making your few coins, and you are turning it around into investment, you zip up. That's just it. Because why? It will give you financial freedom. I know even some of all these, my husband's got money. Some of them still at times stranded to get pad. Those ones that feel that they have joint investment together. Those of them that feel that, oh, okay, we are building, we are investing. There's a baby girl somewhere enjoying the money that they are depriving of. That one saying they are doing joint. I'm not trying to scare anybody away. I'm just trying to say, if you have chosen the individual one, don't allow your head to don't be sweet talk and expose yourself that this is my worth. And the moment you expose yourself that this is what I want, this is what I can make, this is what I'm making, they will sisterlessly want to come in and scoop everything off you. Remember? Then you will not be stranded, because most men believe that when a woman is financially
independent.
stable, independent, they are not submissive. But it's a lie. It's not that. So this can be important for people who value their financial independency or come into marriage with their own major assets or debts. For example, if you know that you are the firstborn of your family and all your siblings gather together to make you successful, like some drop out of school, some went into trading for before you could get that, and it's your own season to pay back, and you found love, and you cannot wait to pay back before the love goes. And the man will like, I also have my bills to pay. I also have my siblings to look at. Okay, let's reach an agreement. Use your resources to help them back in your house, while I will use my own resources to help my people back in my house. That is equation sorted. So you already agreed before you go into the marriage that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I've got my families, I've got my siblings to take care. Oh, I have a sick parent or this, I have the beast. So, yeah, nowadays, Gen Z marriage, they are very blunt. Some will tell you, pick what you will do if this marriage must hold in this era of the day. It was in the olden days that they will say, no, we didn't know. They discuss up to even when I'm dead, who will be my next of kin. Gen Z people, they don't have time to
Yeah.
waste for all this kind of because they've seen what happened in their own father and mother's life. They've seen betrayal. They see, so they discuss in length into two. I don't want to do any joint anything with you. My parents pay so much on me that you cannot come and be fine. I will be submissive to you, but in the area of my finance, I decide what I want to do with my finance. I will not also intrude, as long as the man is not intruding in your finances. Don't also bother to intrude in his own finance, so that you will not get stroke, because you might think that I have every right to question his finance, but he doesn't have right to question my finance. Then you are sending yourself to early grave. Another one is reducing money drama. For couples with different spending habits or
Yeah.
financial priority, separate account can help minimize conflicts over
Yeah.
day-to-day purchases or spending on individual hobbies. Yes, especially if you do not have the same hobbies, or
Yeah.
especially when what this one wants to do is not what this one wants to do. Yes, you are in love. You love yourself. It's just that no one wants to let go of their
Mm-hmm.
bucket list for another. No one wants to be used as a scapegoat. So how do we not come in between now? You go and do what you like to do, while I do what I like to do. Then we give ourselves time. By 7 p.m., you need to round up your activity, I need to round up my activity. Then we meet by 7 or 8 p.m., or any wherever we can meet tomorrow, or what. Oh, okay, I've got things doing today. You've got things doing. Okay, at least let's have our own meet time another time. So it will reduce money drama. Then you
Mm-hmm.
can now fly. You can now do bucket list. You can go to Dubai and come back that same day. You can go to Miami. You can go to anywhere you want to go to, and go to casino, multi-casino. You can do anything you want to do. It's your money. It's your income. As long as the house is well taken care of, all the necessary things are already being done.
Bills are being
Another,
paid.
yes, another one is same simplifying matters in case of divorce.
Yeah.
Nobody pray for divorce. In as much as we are in a thriving marriage, nobody pray for divorce, and nobody also pray for sickness, because at times you might not be divorced, but when sickness will strike, that one other person is now bedridden, and the other person will like, what the heck, I've got my life, I need to move on. What happens to you then if you have a joint investment? How will you survive? How will you cope? So these are the things, these are the intricacies that we say for this kind of joint account, joint investment. This, do you have a lawyer that you meet yearly? You look into all your real estate or your cash or crypto, or you both of you need to meet with your lawyer. Not only you one, you say you have a lawyer, but it's the only one that have access to the lawyer. No, thank you. Both of you need to have access to the lawyer, yearly meeting with the lawyer to review your investment. Are you making profit or are you making loss? That's then for the individual person, it will simplify it. I have my investment. I run my things. And you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's not fun to think about keeping separate bank accounts. May make things easier if your marriage ever ends. This consider separate in a legal sense. For example, if you use separate account to pay for joint expenses, this
Mm-hmm.
become a murky area.
Mm-hmm.
But maintaining individual accounts and separate property may make dividing assets less complicated should you split up. E.g., for example, those in abroad that they have a mortgage together and everything. If you are the one paying the bulk of the money as a woman, make sure the monthly mortgage is coming out of your accounts to make you have anyway. The law over there covers you. There is no way you can be chance and driven out of the house. But also know that whosoever that is paying the mortgage monthly is the one that is well known or recognized when it comes to separation and etc. and etc. So we should just be as wise as serpents. Let us not be foolish and relax and let things fall out of us, because the daughters of Jezebel and the sons of what's their name? Is Ichabod are everywhere, roaming around through and left, looking for how to penetrate peaceful, thriving home, just because of the access, the worth of the marriage. They are not just going there because they love, because of what they can get from it. Because there is one celebrity now that their own has been lingering up and down, lingering up and down. But because the woman in particular was smart enough, that was why she did not lose her house, their family house in Banana Island. But the other a stranger coming in, our focus, our gaze was on that Banana Island. I know the way we will shake her, she will take her things and run away. And I will not become. You might not have known the sweet talk the baby husband was informing the outsider, because most of these intruders, they have access to more information than the ones at home. The ones at home that are gullible might not even have access, might not even know the next plan, what they are planning next and this. So for you to say you want these joint investments, are you prepared? Are you matured enough? Are you
Do you have enough
available?
wisdom? Do you have enough wisdom to be able to manage it? Because there are some, you might not even be able to go into venture capitalism. There are some spouses that cannot even, as in, they don't even have the heart, they don't have the capacity, they don't have the ability to go into venture capitalism. That brings me to what has just been percolating in my mind. There is a relative, I think early, before 2000, the husband is late now. He bought a property and a house in the siblings' name. Why did he do that? Because he was working and he didn't want them to trace it back to him. So he now died. But he had already informed his young wife. So when they were talking, they kept on insisting, you killed your husband, being no African, you killed your husband, you did. She was crying because she was pregnant. She was 3 months pregnant for the second child when this happened. She was just there. Then one day she now burst up. I think some days after, she said, she looked at the sister-in-law, said, sister, the house and the car my late husband bought, give it to his son. She was shocked. She was shocked, very shocked, because she did not know that the
The
husband had
brother.
mentioned it to
So
her, because it made it, because we are talking here. Well, it's looking sweet today, but you just have to guide yourself, because cultural things, cultural things are real. They came into her apartment. They took, they took the cars, took the clothes. She just sat there. She was just watching them. But today she's doing well. She's doing well. What did she do? As in, when they did all that drama, they did the burial. She now brought the brother. They stayed together when she was now stable, as in for some years. He now released when she was okay. She now picked her life back. She didn't remarry. She has raised those children. Those children, they are old now. One of them is almost 30. Do you understand? So, women, it's not just, we're not as in, just be guided. It's okay to do joint investment. You have to be wise. You have to have the capacity. You have to have the heart. Like she mentioned, you must avoid drama. Don't use my own pattern, my marriage pattern, or her marriage pattern, or your neighbor's pattern, or your role model's pattern, or your coach or mentor's pattern. Use the pattern that works for you. That's why it is called thriving. It's not past tense. That's why it's called thriving, ing. So use the pattern that works for you. There are some you must do joint. There are some you will do individual. Your shares, your real estate, because and if you start to sense around you that you have some NOKs that are NOKs I mean is next of kin, some NOKs that you know that you will not be able to cope. You just have to you have to have wisdom. You have to have, so that's why those annual meetings are very, very important. Annual meetings are very, very important. Tighten all loose ends when it comes to joint investment. Tighten all loose ends. And remember, it's your investment. Don't overinvest and you now make it so available for your next of kin that even you that invested it, you didn't even get anything
One out.
out of it. Because in the long run, what is just one sentence or one statement, one phrase that you hear. What did she even do? What did he even do? So let's be wise. In thriving marriage, jointly owned investment or individual owned investment, whether shares, whether stocks, whether treasury bills, cash equivalents, commodities, fixed income, you must know your risk appetite, whether as the man or the woman. You must know your why. Why are you holding this investment? Why are you holding this real estate? What is the end goal of it? You must know the reason why don't jump with the bandwagon and say, okay, I just need to have investment. It's good to have investment, but you must be literate financially. You must be literate financially. And don't always dwell on old knowledge. Let me call it colo knowledge. That way you put the piggy bank knowledge. That only won't help you. There are so many things you need to know about investment, even emotional well-being. You have to factor that in. She mentioned about financial drama. You have to be stable emotionally to be able to manage joint investments because it comes with a lot. Because if your relative comes and says, oh, they need this so an amount of money, and your husband's relative, I'm talking because I'm a woman, comes and says they need so and so amount of money, it's supposed to come from the joint purse, right? So you must be emotionally okay to be able to be seeing the money going out, whether to your relative or to your spouse's relative. So you must get to that level where you are balanced. So this evening, we're not telling you it's okay to do only joints. It's okay to only do individual. Do what works for you. There are various classes of assets. Is it okay to have joint? I've already shared my story that this is how we got our first house, which is many years ago. We did it together. We pulled it together. But as the time goes, with different, as you evolve in marriage, you just have to be checking what worked for you 10 years ago, 20 years, 30 years ago. You also have to evolve. You have to evolve. You have to see the reality on ground. And that's why the Bible says wisdom is profitable to
So direct.
direct. So you have to be wise. You have to be a wise man. You have to be a wise woman. Don't let external voices. I listened to one clip that today was saying if the dominant voice in the marriage is external, then there will be issues. There will be issues. There will be issues. It's okay to listen to external voices, but carry your wife along, carry your husband along as much as you can. As far as
Please,
there's
can
no
I
threat.
come in?
Okay.
If dominant voice in the marriage is not their voice, then they are not in a marriage, they are in a community relationship. Because why? Some partners do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime both of you agree on something, a marriage, I know a marriage in America that packed up. This couple agreed that okay, we want to go into estate properties,
Yeah.
buying and reselling, and the lady agreed, as in okay, they've signed the particulars and everything. Just in the evening, the partner, which is the woman, had Zoom meeting because over there family
Mm-hmm.
is key. If they can't meet physically monthly, they do their family meeting whereby they go and bisect and dissect their spouses over there, which they feel is right. It was when she raised it up there, those ones talked her out of it and everything. And she just immediately after the Zoom, she pound on the husband. We're not going to do it. And funny enough, this lady has even forgotten that she's not even a contributor at home because sorry, financially she's not. That she and the husband, she's taking care of the house while the husband works and everything. She was like, I put it to you, we cannot do it like that. My mom said, you know what, my daddy said, we know we did. So that was when it was not done on demand. That what do you mean? Is your mom my mom now or your dad your dad now? If they are wanted, if they take me as their own, they would have told you that okay, I think we need to speak with your spouse or we have a meeting
Mm-hmm.
and invite him as a son and discuss okay, these are the reasons why we not work or these are the things. Not just coming the lady like no, before you know it, little argument, this lady had come please like so if you want to be in a thriving marriage, let your own voice, both of your voice, be the dominant voice in
Yeah.
your marriage. And
Strong
whatsoever you people
presence.
have
Yeah.
agreed as couple in your home, even if it's your mom that now come, like I know of a sister that just left Middle East, just okay, in a week before the bombing and shooting, they had a
Mm-hmm.
little clash. She I won't say it's a mistake. She ran and called her mom and everything. The mom blew the thing out of proportion, just walk away and just come onto what? We are not hungry, come back home. Da, 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 da. She called me and said, for why? Husband and wife, they do have good times and they do have the opposite time. And by the way, what made you to call home directly? She said, oh, she needed to just clear it off her mind. Things like that. I said, but do you know that your mom now is using sentiment in this situation? She's using sentiment as in I want my daughter to myself. What about your children? You've forgotten you are also a mother. What about your children? Now, if your mom get you back, your children will miss their father. If you finally leave here and go. I spoke with her and everything was like, no. I said, don't make any scenario. Don't make anything. At times, things happen, but it will just quietly go. Don't try to like, it has to be your way. It cannot always be your way. Be the wise one. Be the bigger person. At the end, all of a sudden, the guy actually apologized and everything. But the guy apologized. They went to like Qatar and all those places. When they now came back, as the thing was still getting, they were mending their ways. What happened? They were not bombing airspace and everything, lock up the so they just added one and one. The family just told her, come home, bring it. She left that night. She was calling me. They have gotten her ticket. I said, they didn't bring you here. Wait for your husband. Your husband is in Saudi. He said, the person that cannot come. I said, no. It's better for him not to come if he comes. What if they lock the border? How will he go back to work? He said, really? I said, yes, find out. This border was locked for 9 months, 10 months. Many people lost their job then. Let's not react irrationally. She left. When she got there, they just told her, she said she will not come back again. I just laughed. I said, God, why am I saying this? Your family will always want to like mother hen. Let me
To protect
protect
you.
mine.
Yeah.
But in that terms of protection, what is the bigger picture behind the protection? What about those children? If they protect you, you are happy, you are in a safe place. Those your kids are not happy, not seeing their father every day, not as if their father is dead, not as if he did not make provision for them, not as if he's an accepting father, just because there were just misunderstandings that you feel is not resolved. You did not marry God. You did not marry Jesus. Problems do arise, but give it time. It will heal. Now, when you now go there now, you start now be thinking and any man you have given freedom, you have given access in this middle is that I'm not available. He will show more than before you can even get such a person back. God will help us. So we need to be very, very careful in terms of not what everyone is doing, you have to do. Like those days of when they were doing cryptocurrency, they were all screaming, oh, cryptocurrency and properties in UK is moving. Now, the UK property, what has become of them now? Have they not increased the tax and everything? People were rushing somewhere, going back. They want to go into bed and breakfast. Once in a thriving marriage, I believe Jesus is the focus. Learn to sit at the lap of Jesus. When you sit on God's lap, He will tell you, invest in this, don't
Yeah.
invest in this.
There are seasons,
Somebody I
different
know,
seasons.
somebody I know, they are now in Canada now. The husband said he had never done shares before, but the opportunity, he was just in his office there, in Ikeja there. Then they said Bill Ricardby was selling shares, and they just gave them a lump sum in their office. He was like, no, land, no. So this Spirit just said that, look up. And the newspaper he was holding just saw Cadbury selling shares and everything. He called them, he wanted to just put everything. He now said, oh, I've not informed my wife. He now put the phone on, oh, call the wife. The wife now said that you of all people, because the wife is an accountant, a chartered accountant. He said, you of all people, I believe it's Holy Spirit that have ministered to you. Go ahead, don't discuss with me. Just do it, because if we talk more now, you might see the negativity in buying it and you will not buy again. We don't need funds for now, just put it. You will not believe it. Within 6 months, they bought the shares. These shares, if it was double, it would have been nine. It skyrocketed like
Yeah.
2040. That was the only thing they were able to sell, to do their relocation and everything, all their properties, everything were still intact. He now said that shows that God just wanted their relocation to be very easy to get there and get their property and not go and be staying he now said this can only be God. So what am I saying in a nutshell? In a thriving marriage, for you to invest, to do joint investment, individual investment, don't do it with competition. Don't do it in I want to arrive. Ask the Holy Spirit. He will guide, He will direct. And if what you want is not responding at that moment, and if you can still trust Him, He's silent, that He's not saying you should go ahead, and you did not go ahead, you will not ever regret. God will help us, because you are not doing the investment all by yourself. You are doing it to the glory of God and to the shame of the devil. So I believe we should put God first in anything we do. Thank you so much, Coach Naomi. And
Thank
because
you. Thank you, because God is the one that owns the heavens and the earth, and He has the thousand cattle. Everything belongs to Him. So when it comes to investment decision, whether you are doing it individually, whether you are doing it in a joint manner, remember that you must prioritize God, prioritize your emotional well-being. We've already highlighted what it takes to do joint investments. You must be emotionally balanced, because you must prepare to be seeing the funds go out left, right, center, whether to your family members, as your extended family members or from your husband's family members. Yes, it has its own benefits of simplified financial management, increased capital, you reach your goals faster, there's teamwork, there is seamless succession, but you must be able to balance it. You are not going into investment because you want to compete. You are not going into any investment because you want to, like he mentioned, Pastor Bridget said, that you have arrived. You cannot arrive in any investment. Just as there are gains, there are also losses from any investment. I've seen where somebody bought shares and made 13 million in a space of less than 6 months. I've seen where you will buy shares and you'll be looking for your money. So she has already advised, and I'm concurring with her. Make God your priority. Know your why as a couple. Why are you going into the investment? What do you want to achieve with the class of investment? And you have to write down how you want to achieve it and when you want to achieve. Remember, everything must be bound legally, especially when it comes to landed property, even stock. Most times when you go there, some in law, they will tell you there is no Mr. and Mrs. Anybody can be Mr., anybody can be Mrs. So it is better you put your full names, put it together so that on the legal document, so that it's easy as it becomes binding, legally binding. So somebody else doesn't come and say, I am the Mrs. So please, let's be wise enough. So let's take your parting words for tonight, Pastor Bridget.
Okay. Keep striving,
Yeah,
keep making money.
yeah,
Remember, God is an investor.
yeah,
So he invested in us to make us to prosper. And may all our investments not be at loss. May
yeah.
we not invest in what will not profit us and profit God by the power
Mm.
of the Holy Ghost. God will help us. Our striving marriage, we will not lack funds, we will not lack investments. Forward
Mm.
ever, backward never. Shalom.
Thank you very much. Remember, whatever you are doing, whether the investment is joint, whether it is individual, the decision is yours. And when you've agreed to do it jointly, minimize external voices. Remember, your next of kin is not supposed to enjoy more than you. The investment, you're supposed to eat the fruit of your investment. And also make sure that the next of kin, you tidy up in such a way that there won't be chaos after you have departed. The essence of next of kin is for seamless succession. Seamless succession. So please remember, husbands, remember, wives, do not create chaos when you have left this world in your old age. This is what we are asking for. Look out for the red flags in investments. You have to be literate, very literate, and you have to be competent. The most competent partner should be the one to handle the joint investment. Thank you. And remember, document every joint investment, document every individual investment. Thank you very much for joining us again today. Please join us again next week by God's grace for yet another episode. All the replays you can catch on the IG Reels and is also on the YouTube channel. Thank you for joining again today. Good night from Nigeria, and Pastor Bridget is good night from the Middle East. We'll see you again. Good night.
Good night. Bye.